Now I often get the question, Phil, do you stream? And every time the answer is no. No, I don't stream. And there is a very, very good reason why I don't stream amongst multiple small others. First of all, I don't know how to stream. The second reason is shown by this mood meter. Hello everyone, my name is Ranger, and welcome back to World of Streams. Now every single clip you saw in that intro was from the same stream. I was streaming with QB and Flan was there as well because John said he couldn't be there, and then eventually he was there, but he wasn't there anymore because Flan was invited and John was like, okay. Anyway, those clips you saw, except for the E75, all happened in order. The STB1, then the Centurion Action 10, then the STB1 again, and then the 907. Those clips happened after each other, game after game after game. There was one 110 game in between where I didn't get one-shot by RT because RT wasn't in that game. If I wasn't streaming with QB at that point, I would have alt-F4'd out of World of Tanks and played something else. Because sometimes you just have the feeling that RT is just gunning for you every single game. And if that's happening, I don't want to play World of Tanks because I won't have fun. I will ready up in my tank, I'll drive into position, fire one shot or two, and then RT is there like, hey, good morning, I have a present for you. And I'm like, is it a fire truck? No, it's death. And I think you will all agree with me when I say that death is not a nice present. It is something we'd like to avoid for at least 50 to 70, 90 years. Maybe 115 if you're really potent. And in World of Tanks, that's a long time. But I guess in World of Tanks, we don't want to die for at least 15 minutes. And if we don't die, we either have a good game, or you were pussy and camped in the back and hid from all the enemy tanks. Everyone their own playstyle. Anyway, sometimes good things happen on stream, and this is one of those good things. This game was, well, I don't need to explain much. It's on Siegfried Line, I'm in my TVP, QB's in his bad chat, and Flan's in his STB1. There is one artillery, and I really hope he's not gunning for me because, oh, that would suck. And with good things, I mean either a good game or something really funny happens. And that's why I really enjoy streaming with QB. It's not a commitment for me, but it kind of is. I can say like, I'm not in the mood or I have something else I can't join. That's fine. If I have my own stream, I can't. If I have a schedule at least. Like if I say I will stream on Wednesday and Friday, I have to keep to that schedule. And if I'm not feeling well, if I have work, if I'm just like had a really bad day and I don't want to stream, I cannot decide, nah, never mind, I'm not going to join. I have to do it. And that's something I really don't like. I don't want to have to give up a commitment where I have to play live. I mean, these videos, they're not live. I can decide, you know what, I'm not really in the mood for commentating today. I can just wait till tomorrow to do that. For example, today is Tuesday. Yesterday I didn't feel that good and I just skipped it. I was supposed to make this video yesterday so I could make a video for Sunday, but I guess that's out the window because haha, real life. And that's what I like about making videos. If I make a mistake, I can edit it out. If I do something stupid or do something wrong, I can edit it out. I can edit it in. I can do something funny with it. With streaming, if something funny happens, it is amazing. If something bad happens, I have to deal with it as it is happening. And I don't really mind. I'd rather put my effort into making funny stuff or things that, you know, are enjoyable, instead of me raging at artillery and or tank destroyers and or enemy or allied teams. Because that's something I don't have as much control over as QB does. If something bad happens, he tends to deal with it better than I would. If he gets one-shot by artillery, he's like, oh, well, that happened. If he gets one-shot by artillery again, it's like, oh, well, that happened. Then the third game, he goes in with the same attitude as he went in with the first game. He's going to try and own the enemy. I can't. I'm sticking with, I've just been one-shot by artillery. This game, there's 3 artillery. Guess what's going to happen? I let my gameplay get much more affected by artillery, and especially if something happened because of artillery earlier that day. And sadly enough, artillery is the necessary evil in World of Tanks. Extra sadly enough, it isn't working as intended. It is supposed to stop people from camping, but what it does is it makes people camp, because if I'm camping at 60 kilometers an hour along an open road, artillery will be there to shut me down. But that is something you cannot fix. You cannot stop artillery from shooting at moving targets, because that's part of the game. If you stop artillery from shooting moving targets, how can you stop normal tanks from shooting moving targets? It is a shell that flies through the air, and if that shot happens to crash into a moving vehicle, that's what happens. I get to shoot moving vehicles in my tanks as well, so it is a case of physics and science and all that good stuff happening at the same time to get the artillery shell there at the same time as my tank. And it is annoying when artillery hits me for 500 damage, but it is more annoying when artillery pens me for all of my health. And that's where the next problem comes in World of Tanks. Artillery being able to penetrate the high explosive shells onto heavily armored tanks. That is the main issue I have with artillery. Because then what is the point of playing a heavily armored tank or any other tank for that matter? On the sandbox server, they have nerfed the tier 10 artillery to have 12mm of penetration with 1200 damage for other high explosive shells. That is exactly what I want to see on the sandbox server. More sad news, yes. The tier 9 vehicles still have 100 to 105mm of penetration, so the whole point of tier 10 RT is gone, and everyone will play their tier 9 RTs instead. Now I have to explicitly say these leaks are early on, they are still in development, everything can change, but looking at the early changes made on the sandbox server, if they will happen as they are leaked, I will probably stop playing World of Tanks, and I'm not even lying. But I'm not going to go further into that. We will see what the first iteration of the sandbox server will bring. If I can, if there's no NDA or anything, or, you know, if Wargaming is not stopping me from telling my mind or my thoughts of the sandbox server, I will make a video on it. If Wargaming puts an NDA on it, and I will talk about it, they will come to my doorstep with a metal bat and punch me in the face. So, yeah. But before all that can happen, I first have to get on the sandbox server itself. I have applied, and we're all just waiting for the email right now, aren't we? Even you. And yes, in this game I made a mistake in my heat shell usage. I reloaded when I had fired 1 shot, so now I'm reloading 3 heat shells in a 4-round magazine for a mouse. And I put 1 in, 2 in, 3 in, and then I notice I need a 4th shell to kill him, so I'm going to run like there's no tomorrow. And luckily the mouse misses. But this game is far from over. QB is reloading in his bat chat, I'm reloading APCR now in my TVP. Sadly enough, Flan died earlier on. The RT kills the mouse, and now we have to deal with a Grill 15 who is just somewhere in the field apparently. She's just gone, he's camping somewhere in their spawn. And an Object 268. Now the problem in this game so far is that the 268 is probably full health. The Grill 15 who hasn't been spotted for a very long time is probably full health. And RT who hasn't even been spotted still has shots on us. Now if the 268 leads us out in the open, the Grill 15 who is there camping in the field probably has side shots on us and thus RT. And so I do the best thing my tiny little brain can come up with. I'm going to try and catch this 268 off guard by popping out in front of him so he has a shot on me. And miss my 3rd shot, but luckily pen my 4th shot. QB is now behind him. The thing is, QB is out in the open for both artillery and the Grill 15 is still in the field. Now he does kill the 268, but that is artillery. But QB is a very lucky man, and the Grill 15 who shot him only tracks him, and now we know where he is. He is somewhere in their base. Now this game is still very tense, and we finally spot the Grill. He is still almost full health. I put 1 shot miss, 2nd shot in, now he's aiming at me, and I miss my 3rd shot, and I don't really want to get killed by him. And QB puts 2 shots in and tells me he's aiming at him. So I can put my 4th shot in and roll low because RNG. Who needs 320 alpha when you have 297 damage rolls? Luckily the artillery kills him, and I just noticed the only surviving tanks on our team are autoloaders. It's almost as if they're good at the game. And music. Stop, music, stop it, music, stop it, music. And we're back with the 2nd game, also from stream, and Flan had already left, sadly enough. We were having some really good games together, but, you know, he has to go places as well. And QB and I are both playing the AMX-30, the tier 9 French medium that isn't completely worthless, like the Lorraine 40 tons, for example, which is the only other tier 9 French medium in the game, but this tank is so good. I'm really enjoying this tank at the moment. I never thought it was going to be this good. And this match will happen on Lakeville. Now there's one thing I've been noticing on Lakeville. It doesn't matter if it's encounter or a standard battle. The northern team will take the town. And the northern team will always win the town. Why is that? Because if a person gets spotted on the middle road, people from the southern spawn will stop around K7, K8, maybe K6 to shoot at them. Now, people from the northern spawn will stop as well, but they don't have as good a defensive position as they have on the southern spawn, so they will keep driving into town. And that is where the problem is with this map, in my opinion. The southern spawn has too much cover, and people will tend to stay there longer, while the northern team just sort of casually drives into town, and then a battle will happen at around G or H9 and 0, and that will just be decided into the northern team's favor. However, this time my theory will be debunked, because a lot of other stuff happens in this game, causing our team to be very defensive in town, and the enemy team wouldn't be as defensive. Mainly because they have actual heavy tanks there, and we have a KV-5 and an IS-3, but we don't have a Type 4 heavy that will slam through there. Now, coming back to the whole story why I don't stream, I have said in the beginning I don't know how to stream. Now, that can easily be fixed. I just have to read a few things and just try it out. That's not that big of an issue. The bigger issue is, like I've said before in the last game, my personality and or control of my rage. That is maybe possibly an issue, because like I said, if I get shat on by Artie or just have really bad games with bad RNG and bad plays by myself, I will not enjoy the time where I'm playing. And then when I'm not streaming, I can just press Alt 4 and then play, I don't know, City Skylines or Rocket League instead. Now there are some more issues or just complications with it. I've already talked about two, just talked about them just now about like 15 seconds ago. The third one is, I'm currently living in my parents' house. Yes, I know, I'm 23 almost, and I still live in my parents' house. Boo, 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 boo. This is not the past, deal with it. It is more of a case of when I move out, and there are advanced plans at the moment of moving out and living with friends, is I don't know how much privacy I will have there, and or how good my internet upload speed will be. Now that is also an issue for my making YouTube videos, because I don't know how good my upload speed will be. If my upload speed will be so terrible that I have to like take 5 hours to upload a 5-minute video, chances are I will stop making YouTube videos. And then you can easily say buy better internet, then I would gladly do that. Problem is, living on my own with friends is expensive. Living in my parents' house is not as expensive. Living with my friends, I have to pay for my own electricity, I have to pay for my own water, gas. I'd have to pay for the apartment and or house where we're going to live. And then when internet comes on top of that, you know, that's an extra cost I don't really want to deal with when I'm trying to survive and not die there. And currently, this YouTube channel does not generate enough money for me to buy a better internet per month usage deal package thing from the internet provider people. And I don't think YouTubing will be my job for the next coming years. I'm just still doing this for fun, and I'm probably going to do this for fun until I stop playing World of Tanks and or die of bacon. And that is my main issue at the moment. If I do ever decide to start streaming, I will not be like, oh, please donate here, this is my Patreon, and you can donate here. I'm just going to stream for fun. I'm probably not going to make a donation page, I'm not going to do a Patreon page, I'm just going to I'm just going to sit there and scream tanks, as you do. However, the extra thing is, if I ever do decide to stream, it would just be a few test streams. If everything works out, I might do it on an irregular basis. I will not stream regularly. I will probably not have a schedule. And if I will stream, it is always in a platoon, because you have more fun in platoons, right? Right? Guys? Right? Yeah, I thought so as well. So those are so far the main reasons why I won't stream. My rage, I have an uncertain future and or job future, internet future, house future, and I don't know how to stream. So, yeah, things, words. And now we're going to talk a bit about real life. Now, not my actual real life, what I do in person every single day, because that's really boring. I wake up, die, eat some food, die again, go back to sleep, wake up, and that's the whole thing again. No, I don't. But anyway, at Tankfest they have announced that the Vehicle Conservation Center will be the wargaming place. Now that's something I'm not sure if I really like. A certain Jingles has put a picture on his first Burk showing a basic drawing of what will happen in the Vehicle Conservation Center at Tankfest and what it will look like. There's apparently a PlayStation 4 booth and a World of Warships booth at Tankfest. Well, I mean, the PS4 booth would make sense because they're trying to, you know, make that game a bit more known on the PS4. But why World of Warships? I mean, we're there for tanks, not boats. There's also a World of Tanks Blitz booth for people that are more mobile invested, I guess. You know what? I'll just put the picture on screen. Bam! There it is. As you can see, World of Warships, for some reason, PS4, well, like I said before, trying to make it more popular. World of Tanks because that Tankfest, World of Tanks. World of Tanks Blitz for the mobile people. A stage where all the streamers and community contributors will do their thing. A photo booth and some goodies. Now that's all fine. The thing is, the Vehicle Conservation Center has a name for a reason. It is a Vehicle Conservation Center, not the Wargaming, this is where we advertise our stuff center. In the Vehicle Conservation Center, Tankfest, or the Tank Museum, has slapped in all their rare and amazing tanks that have to be restored. And now Wargaming has sort of decided, no, move them out. We do stuff here now. What will happen with those tanks? I mean, last year there was an AMX-30B, there was an F-41 Bulldog, there was a Conway, there was an FE-4202. There were all sorts of amazing tanks in there that you won't see, like the T-14. Where are they now? Have they just sort of moved them somewhere else where they're outside of vision from the general audience at the Tankfest thing? Because that was amazing. Being able to go in there last year was amazing. Seeing all those tanks and lick them, that was so good. Where will they go? I'm really wondering what will happen to them. So yeah, Tankfests. Questions are asked, answers are needed. And streaming. Answers are given as to why I don't stream. And yeah, I think I've wobbled on long enough. I've gone over my limit of talking, I guess. The game's already stopped, so here's some extra footage. Also from the same stream with Flan. And yeah, I probably won't stream. This is why. Or maybe